So now I'm going to read the second paragraph of my college essay, and it gives a little bit more of context to the scene and direct surroundings and what I was feeling physically as well as emotionally. The sound of applause filled my ears, and the concert I was at began. "This is the place I want to be," relentlessly ran through my head. I looked over to my friend sitting next to me, who gave me a reassuring smile as I wiped the tears from my eyes. The program started with Shostakovich's Second Trio in E minor, a piece I had never heard of before. The solemn and simple piano began, with the violin plucking joining in shortly after. When the cello and violin entered with their conversational harmony, in contrast to the almost naked melody of the piano, my heart instantly fluttered with joy, surprising me. I had never felt such emotion for music before. I sat staring in admiration, jealous of the intimacy and beauty the musicians had drawn from the music. The 10-minute piece went by more quickly than expected, and when the ending applause snapped me back to reality, I sat in shock. "Are you okay?" my friend asked. I exhaled, not realizing I had been holding my breath. I was amazed, completely taken aback by my own response. So I again started this paragraph with some details about the scenery, describing what I was feeling physically. I talk about the sound of applause filling my ears, the conversational harmony of the instruments, the naked melody of the piano. I'm really trying to push the reader into where I was and allowing them to almost embody me and understand what I was hearing, what I was feeling, how people around me were reacting, etc. So I gave some dialogue also in this paragraph to make it seem more personal. I also talked about the music I was listening to, which happens to be my favorite piece of all time. So it was kind of fitted perfectly that this was the moment that I fell in love with music, because that's now my favorite piece of all time. The scene really aims to begin giving the reader a sense of the moment I fell in love with music again. I'm kind of hinting at the fact that this was the exact moment. I described my feelings quite vividly with "I had never felt such emotion for music before," which I put in a singular line. I did not have it in any paragraph. It was just standing alone. And I use imagery words such as fluttered with joy, naked melody, conversational harmony to make the reader understand the emotions I was feeling and to make the scene even more beautiful. I want them to understand just how beautiful it was and how touching it was for me, especially after going through a fight with my mother and really being filled with emotion in that moment. So in terms of this connecting to tips, I clearly talked about my interests and passions again. In this paragraph, I'm showing schools that I can contribute a passion and a love for the subjects or activities that I take part in, or even the things that I don't take part in. I see beauty in everything, and it really has helped me become who I am. I'm essentially writing about what made me the person I am, as I said, and more specifically the moment that shaped my personality, as well as my drive for my passions, and showing that I might not have been as driven before, or I might not have understood where my work was going towards, because I have been playing piano since I was 5 years old, so it was kind of pushed onto me. But as I grew older, I developed a love for it that turned into this great passion that had really overtaken my life throughout the rest of high school, because this did happen, I think, in the beginning of high school. So this moment was really pivotal for me in terms of my musicality and my musical journey.